Early adopters may bemoan how far the new generation of Nissan's EV normalizes electrification in its looks, interior, interface, and the way it drives. But then, the Leaf is the world's best-selling electric car. Widening its appeal to the masses seems a logical next step. The market for modern-day EVs is still pretty new, but even so, the Nissan Leaf is a big fish in a fast-expanding pond. In the UK, where the car was introduced in 2011 and where it's been produced since 2013, the Leaf accounted for about half of the all-pure electric vehicles sold in 2017. So the stakes are high for the all-new model. High enough for it to have been developed with input from Nissan's British engineering base at Cranfield, Beds. And for it to have been given dynamic settings that should suit our notorious roads. This EV will be built in the UK, so it's been set up for it. That's what Nissan claims, anyway. But we wanted to test the theory. That's how we find ourselves at the brand's British HQ outside London on a chilly December morning. We're still a few weeks ahead of the car's international dynamic launch, which is taking place somewhere far more glamorous than an industrial complex off the M25. But Nissan has found us a left-hand drive, German reg example to try it out as close to home as possible. Our Leaf is a pre-production model pretty close to a finished car. It's a striking shape, the new Leaf perhaps a bit more conventional than the original car, but the lines still look high, plus less Japanese. Nissan says the first generation's styling conceived in a wind tunnel and designed to eke every mile out of that car's relatively modest battery split opinion to the point where it may have put a few people off. It's harder to see how that would happen now. The front end has Nissan's family grille, and while we don't doubt that the profile is at least as slippery as the originals, the new model's blend of sharp angles is more conventional. With tail lights that echo those of the popular Juke Baby SUV, this could even be a family hatch with a combustion engine were it not for a few telltale signs that there's no diesel or petrol power. The most obvious is the bonnet flap, which lifts to reveal the fast charging and regular charging sockets. Inside, there's little evidence that this Leaf is any worse for its pre-production status. The familiar gear selector from the original is still between the front seats. There's a large digital display built into the instrument panel, and Nissan's familiar infotainment system in the center of the fascia. Yet as with the exterior, you can see how engineers have tried to give a seamless transition to the EV experience. Apart from the odd flash of backlit blue, the layout, plastics and finish are as they'd be in any contemporary mid-sized hatch. Can it seat 4 6-footers? Yes, although those in the rear will be more aware of the high seating position than front occupants. The floor is higher than you expect, a result, no doubt, of the batteries beneath, so your knees are tucked up. Still, it's easy to get comfortable up front, even though the steering only adjusts for rake. The boot, meanwhile, is vast. At 435 liters, it offers enough room for a couple of suitcases or a weekly shop for a very large family. There's certainly space for the thick charging cables EV drivers store in their load bays. We unhook the Leaf from one of Nissan's CHAdeMO fast charging cables, and hit the road. The wind chill is making it feel bitterly cold, but the Leaf has about 150 miles of range as we leave. That's towards the lower end of Nissan execs' real-world claims, a result, we're told, of the chilly conditions and a spirited run the previous afternoon, with the figures based on recent driving styles. From the off, we're keen to try the e-pedal. Operated by a simple toggle switch, this ramps up the brake energy recuperation as soon as you lift off the throttle. It helps to maximize the potential range of the 40 kWh battery, while, in theory, teaching the driver to better anticipate the road ahead, for greater efficiency. This is nothing new, there's a similar system in the BMW i3, and even VW's latest e-Golf offers a recuperation mode. But Nissan's version goes further, because if it needs to, the Leaf will engage the brake to assist the recuperation in bringing the car to a stop, or to hold it after it comes to a halt on a slope.